What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about the whole second round rookies holding out. 30 of 32 so far have held out, and Tre Harris being the first one to officially hold out, not report to rookie camp early date, getting involved with the 2025 season. Now, where's the domino going to be at this point? We got a guy that we might think that has going to shift this whole situation with this whole holdout and all this guaranteed based money. There's even some first round picks that have not signed yet going into camp here soon. So let's talk about what teams are going to be reporting here pretty shortly that could actually shift a lot of things here for this holdout. So once again, let's get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go. Bolt Bros. All right, guys. Once again, appreciate all the love and support. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. We appreciate all the love and support. And let me hear in the comments below about the whole situation with Tre Harris. And really, this discussion is a broader discussion about basically here in the screenshot that I got here of 30 of 32 second round picks unsigned because of disagreement over guaranteed money. And the reason why is because basically they had a couple different players in front of them that did sign fully guaranteed contracts that basically is saying, hey, look, Carson Schwesinger, I believe is his name. And Jayden Higgins also signed a fully guaranteed contract that, hey, now these second round picks are saying, hey, we get that money, right? We should all get that same type of contract. We should all get guaranteed money at this point. And you know what? I understand where their head's at. Now, owners don't want this to happen. They do not want to pay a fully guaranteed contract to a rookie. Now, these fully guaranteed contracts are much smaller, or these contracts are much smaller in the second round side of things. It's, they don't want to do fully guaranteed contracts going back to, say, quarterbacks now. And that whole situation started happening with Deshaun Watson and also Kirk Cousins. They don't want to do that. They want to basically make you have bonus money, accelerators, all these different things. And with these rookies, they're much smaller contracts. Even to say, Carson, when he signed his contract, it was $11.8 million, I believe, fully guaranteed. Much smaller on a 4-year base type deal. Much smaller money to basically work with too. But the same side, when it starts to becoming like everybody in the second round gets fully guaranteed contract, now the third round's going to ask for fully guaranteed contracts the following year. So they don't want that cycle to continue. So once again, I understand where Tre Harris is at and where his head's at, but he's going to miss a lot of good time to be able to get some familiarity with the offense, get things kind of rolling with him. Now, once again, the vets are not reporting yet for the Chargers. That is going to be later this week that they are going to be there. But at the same side, it is a big thing to basically make sure you are involved because you are in a wide receiver battle at this point, guys. Like, you need to be in camp. You need to be out there with the guys. And I understand money is great and everything too. But once again, you need to be out there with the vets. Now, the vets for the Chargers don't show up till the 16th. I hope that there's going to be a change there. Now, I'm going to say, based upon yesterday, I was talking about Tate Ratledge is going to be the next guy to understand if he's going to be the next holdout. And actually, ironically, it's not. I thought that the Lions rookies were going to show up at the same time, or at least around the same time, or the next time to basically be in the building. But it's actually going to be the Ravens, the Bills, the Dolphins, I believe, that will be showing up on the 15th. And then it's going to be the Giants and the Seahawks. So those will be the next 5 teams that are showing up. Rookies are showing up to start the 2025 camp. So there's a lot of names out there that you kind of, and actually ironically works pretty well with what's going on ahead here, because next following pick that needs to get signed is Nick Amawari for the Seahawks. Obviously Quinshon Judkins is going to be another guy we'll chat a little bit more about the domino effect based upon him. Now the Dolphins are another one. Jonavas Savania, I think is how you say his name. He's the other guy here too. Now the name that you need to keep an eye on here is pick 39 at Luther Burden for the Chicago Bears too. He was basically the next wide receiver picked in the second round. And then obviously Tre Harris was the furthest one down in the second round at that point. Now the Bears rookies are not going to be reporting till the 19th. So tomorrow is a big day for Nick Amorori, Giovanna Sevilla, for sure. They are the guys that you want to keep an eye on at this point to kind of understand what they're trying to do. Now, the Browns are not reporting till the 18th, so Judkins won't be a factor at this point, but I'll elaborate more why that is a factor, that he is basically the second pick in line to get a contract for the second round picks. Now, tomorrow, Nick Amorori, he needs to report, right? Same thing for Jonah Savania, I think is how you pronounce his name. Anyways, those are guys that you need to kind of keep an eye on for contract situations. Tomorrow is a big day. If those two hold out, that's where things are going to get a little bit spicy at this point, guys. They're going to sit there and say, hey, I want these type of guaranteed contracts. I'm only a couple picks away from that point. I need to get that money. Now, a lot of these picks and a lot of how rookie-based contracts are filled out, generally they have an X amount of percentage of their contract that's going to be guaranteed. Now, if you look at Tre Harris contract generally is only going to be, give or take, normally it's about 60.24% guaranteed contract. This idea of what they're trying to achieve rookies wise, they're trying to change the cycle here. They're trying to basically get guaranteed money. They're trying to possibly get fully guaranteed money. Owners aren't going to allow that. They do not want to have fully guaranteed based contracts, and especially for a rookie, they're much smaller contracts, like I said earlier. But at the same side, they're trying to fight to get more money. Now, let's just say with Tre Harris side of things, he's got 60.24% of his contract generally guaranteed. Let's say it bumps up to 75%. Well, that's a nice little bump for him for guaranteed money for him getting into the NFL. So that's the whole fight here too. Now, the domino that might change this whole cycle here is going to be this guy right here. Quinshon Judkins. I cannot say his name to save my life for some reason. Running back from the Browns. Now, the Browns basically are one of those teams that need a guy like him out there. But at the same side, what he did over this weekend with an assault and battery charge, that could change things a little bit. Now, he cannot basically get any sort of fine, penalties, suspensions, or anything at all this point because he is not under contract. It's kind of crazy. You kind of are going and knocking on the door for a lot of camps to open up right now, or even some camps that are about to open or already opened, that there's not a lot of second round picks that have signed. There's 30 players still unsigned. There's 2 first round picks that are not signed, which are Barron from the Broncos, and also the Shamar Stewart is the other player for the Bengals, which is kind of wild to see that they're having an issue with 2 now defensive ends for that team for contracts. The thing about it is with Judkins, his actions might create a reaction at this point. That might be where the domino falls. Based upon what he did, that's why a lot of these owners don't want to basically give these guaranteed contracts, because if they have actions where they end up having assault and battery situations, act crazy off field, all these different things, they don't want to give guaranteed money to those guys. So Nick Amorori is going to be an interesting one to watch tomorrow. See how that goes. If he's going to hold out tomorrow, that's going to be an interesting situation there. The Judkins situation, I think, is where everything's going to fall at that point. And I think based upon his actions, I think he's basically going to create a reaction where all these rookies from this point are not going to have these fully guaranteed contracts. So that's where my thoughts are. I know we chatted a lot about that on our live on Sunday, but this is a very, very interesting situation. And once again, owners do not want to have these fully guaranteed contracts at all. They do not want to pay fully guaranteed contracts to second round picks. They do not want this situation to go from all second round picks get fully guaranteed contracts. Well, then the 2026 draft, all the third round picks are going to want that same thing. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. What's your thoughts about this whole situation? It's kind of a wild situation. A situation I've never seen in the NFL, but a lot of these players are trying to get these big bags right up front. So once again, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. We appreciate all the love and support, guys. And once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast.